Hey, it's our favorite time of the week. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. We've got a great show lined up. We have an interview with RudeyP, so you definitely want to tune in for that. And we also have Dave Davis with us, who's releasing new music tomorrow. You're gonna wanna keep it locked. We got some good stuff coming up. We're gonna do what we do, right?
Hey, absolutely. Positive.
To tell you about some amazing new music that is coming out tomorrow, Mr. Dave Davis, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm pumped about it.
So yeah, tell us more about this project.
So, it's been probably 6 or 7 years since I've put out some music, and with the school and everything. So I finally got past the writer's block and was able to have a breakthrough, and that's what you'll be hearing tomorrow. The name of the single is called First Section. It's written by myself and produced by Achickwitbeatz, which is based out of the UK.
Amazing. Since the single's going to drop tomorrow, everybody's going to be excited to check it out. Let them know where they can hear it, where they can find you, and stay up to date with what you've got coming up.
Yeah, so it'll be on all digital platforms, your Apple Music, Spotify, or whatever you prefer. And you can find me on Facebook at Dave Davis Jr., on Instagram at worldwide_Dave, and Twitter it's worldwide_Dave as well.
Awesome.
Hey, man, I'm just looking forward to this. I mean, I can feel the energy already. It's got me pumped up, and hey, there's nothing better than to just be able to lay back and in anticipation, so the anticipation level's pretty high.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I have a lot of, I feel like it's building up, and I'm feeling it myself. I'm super excited. So.
Okay. And you know what? In these days, since everything is so dark, when we feel upbeat about something, I mean, it gets some extra special sauce on top of it, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. This is the perfect time to drop something new.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, we're excited, so make sure that you check it out, because you're going to want it in your life. You've got an amazing voice, and you're going to be so happy that you did. And we got to have you back as a guest sometime soon.
I will definitely be back. Matter of fact, as soon as, I finalize this final project, I'd love to be back on the show.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks for joining us and telling us what you're up to. So we'll make sure that we keep the listeners informed.
I appreciate you guys, sharing some of your time with me today.
No
On the
doubt.
real.
right, in the place to be, we have the one and the only RudeyP. How you feeling today, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. Rude, I'm here, back in the building. Third time to change, you know?
Yeah, it's great to have you back on the show. You know, just in case some of our new listeners aren't familiar with you, can you give them a little background as to who RudeyP is, when you got started, where you from, all that beautiful stuff, the rich history.
RudeyP, the man, the myth, the legend. No, I'm just playing. RudeyP, I'm Pritchard, Alabama, currently residing now in Hoffman, North Carolina. I am a MC, producer, video director, documentation, I don't know if that's the right word or not, but I do documentaries. I film documentaries now. Clothing line owner, podcaster, and just a stand-up guy.
That's awesome. Well, can you give us a little bit of background as far as your, you know what, let's start with the clothing line.
Okay. Clothing line, RudeyP Company, started that in 2015 with my good friend Curtis Metcalf. We've been doing this since, like I said, since 2015. It started out as just t-shirts, but now it's a full-fledged clothing line. Trying to get some pants, just trying to get some jeans and stuff on the line, but all that is a work in progress. Every 6 months, still trying to add stuff. Like I told y'all before, I try to always add new stuff, new designs. I got my website, RudeyPcompany.com. It's been up since about 2016, 17, and you know, trying to keep that going. It's going good still solid, still good sales, good feedback, all that stuff.
Awesome. So yeah, let's dip a little bit in. So like you gave us a lot of stuff here, but let's dip a little bit into the music. Why don't you let the people know how long you've been into music, how long you've been putting stuff out, and where they can find what you got out now?
Okay, I've been doing music officially since the year 2000, so wow, 20 years went by super quick. And actually, in between May and July, I dropped 3 EPs. They're on every platform. You just type in RudeyP, RudeyP. The first EP is called Out of Nowhere. The second one's called Digital Dash, and the third one is called Rudy Radio. And they are out everywhere. I'm actually going to shoot a video tomorrow with my cohort. His name is Do It Youngin, and the name of the song is called Money, Power, Respect.
Ooh, that's strong. Cool. That's strong.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on projects as I'm putting out projects. So my next project that's coming out is going to be a full-length album with my partner. His name is King, but we call him King the Dream. And we're doing a project called, I'm about to say the single title. The name of it is called A Rude Dream. And the first single is called Lonely at the Top. So that's Lonely at the Top is out now, and we're going to actually shoot a video for that the next time I go back home to Alabama, because he still lives in Alabama. So we're doing everything online, sending tracks back and forth, recording this album, A Rude Dream. Oh, and then me and Mr. Curtis Metcalf, he's going to actually executive produce and do every beat on my next EP, which is called Solo, which stands for So Often Looked Over. So I feel like I don't get the respect I deserve, so he just overlooked me, because I'm a nice guy, I'm not aggressive, I don't be trying to shove the music down their throat, so they kind of just like, yeah, okay, thanks, I'll just do it later on, or whatever. Then when they hear it, they're like, man, that's you? I'm like, yeah. So I can do that.
Well, you know, okay, now, let me bring this to a halt. Let me bring it to a stop. Okay, now, RudeyP, now, I know all about the Miami sound and all that, the LA sound, the East Coast, West Coast, and all that. But see, what the draw is, what the magnet is with you, for me, is that you're mentioning Alabama and North Carolina, okay?
Yeah.
In the South. In the South. Yeah. Okay. See, so now what that tells me right there, see, now this is a little bit something, it's got a different twist. The twist is strong, the twist is real, the twist is every day on the street or every day in what somebody's mental capacity is. And so, which might be a little bit different from the East Coast, West Coast, Miami. But this, whatever you're stirring up, It's strong.
Yeah, because like a lot of people might not know, but some people do know. My favorite group of all time is Outkast. I love Outkast. I can't say nothing bad about Outkast unless you're talking about the Idlewild album. I'm going to disregard that. You can't tell me nothing about Outkast. I love Outkast. If you ask me who the top 5 rapper, Andre 3000 is number 1, unless Jesus is about to drop an album. Because Jesus dropped his album, Andre 3000 will be at number 1. Put him against anybody. I don't care who. It can be like, oh, Andre 3000 against Rakim. I'm like, Andre 3000. Andre 3000 gets KRS, Andre 3000. Oh, y'all not hearing me? Andre Benjamin. Andre Antoine Benjamin. That's my dog, you know. But I want to say, when I'm creating music, I like to let the music dictate what I rap about. So it won't end up being a typical trap, or it won't be bars. It's just whatever the beat tell me to do. I'm just another instrument I'm just another snare on the beat. I just gotta find my slot where I need to put my little tap in there. You know what I'm saying?
Love it. Yeah.
That's how I approach music.
Okay.
Somebody give me a house beat and I'll be like, oh, okay, I like that. I just gotta find where I fit in on the track. That's what I try to do.
Okay, I'm making a mental note of that.
like just say all 3 of us in the choir. Chick, you singing alto. Breezy, you singing tenor. Y'all hear my voice, so y'all know I'm singing bass. I wouldn't dare try to sing soprano if I'm not a soprano. I know where I fit in, and I know how I'm a team player. But when it's time for me to step to the front and do my solo, so often looked over. But I'm ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So,
So yeah, okay.
I'm called to the forefront.
Yeah. All right. So you let us know how you feel about Outkast and Andre. Can you share with us some of your other musical influences, or like from where you're from, how that's influenced what you do?
Okay. A lot of people might not know. A lot of people know this artist, but they might not know of him too. Cause he's like he R.I.P. to him, but he's a minor. I call him a minor major artist from Mobile. His name was the Last Mr. Big. But Last Mr. Big, he was like an independent artist, and he did like 7,500 shows like at one point in a row, like with no deal. He just going out to like all these different places. So he had a song called Trial Time that was real big, and he was signed to Warlock Records. So he had an independent deal, but that kind of fell through, and he kind of started just doing his stuff independent. And I'm a big champion of independent. I got my own independent label, my own independent clothing line, my own independent podcast. I'm real strong about trying to keep the money in, like Nipsey Hussle say, all money in. I would say he was more of an influence as how to grind and go out and get it to stuff. Not really musically. He was a good artist, but I wasn't really like on his music, but more on his how he grinded, you know. Musically, like I say, Outkast, A-Ball, MJG, Scarface, Ice Cube, Nas, Common. I'm kind of well-rounded with it, and I like a lot of underground independent artists you may not never heard of, like John Tripp, Starlito, Trapper Mandale, there's people like, Chameleon, that, he ain't really rapping no more like that.
Oh,
but I still love Chameleon there. Paul Wall, when they were together, Paul Wall and Chameleon there. It's David Banner. I love David Banner. I love Kanye musically to a certain extent. Like after, I hate to do him like that because people do my boy LeBron like that all the time, but up until the point of after graduation, I graduated from being a Kanye fan. I kind of like,
man, that could be a shirt for the Forest King line right there.
Like, hey, after graduation, they gave me my papers and I was out of there. I was everything up until graduation. After that, I'm kind of down.
Yeah. Project Pat?
I like Project Pat. Not a super duper fan, but he like, I think if Project Pat wasn't a rapper, he would be a great comedian because his style is so funny to me. But it's not bad. It's like, when Project Pat jump on the track, you know it's him, and I love that about him.
Yeah, that individuality.
With a standout voice. You're gonna be like, man, who is that dude? No, you already know. That's Project Pat. So, I've been trying to put a lot of one of my cousins, she's like real big on our family history or whatever. So she was saying that on our side of the family, originally we were from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
So I went to Memphis before with one of my friends, and I got a good best friend that lives in Memphis. I've never been to Memphis in my life. As soon as I got there, I felt like I've been there before. I was like, hold on, man. I'm looking around like, why does this look familiar? I ain't never been here. I just felt at home. You know what I mean? But maybe Memphis is really like Mobile in a sense, just a bigger version of Mobile. The way it kind of looks, it kind of rough and around the edges, but still got a lot of history. They got music, they got dance music, they got so much history. Like Mobile is, a lot of people don't know, Mobile probably got the most baseball Hall of Famers per capita. You got Hank Aaron is from Mobile, you know, Billy Williams, Ozzie Newsome. I mean, not Ozzie Newsome. Was it Ozzie Newsome? No, Ozzie Smith, my bad. Wrong person. Ozzie Smith. A lot of these Hall of Fame baseball players are all from Mobile. Satchel Paige is from Mobile.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mobile is deep. Like, it's a basketball player. He actually grew up in Detroit. His name is Derek Coleman. But Derek Coleman was born in Mobile, and he lived after he was 13 years old. He went to middle school and Mobile elementary school, but then he moved to Detroit to go to high school. He was the number one pick in 1990. He's from Mobile. Remember? So we have our failures too, like Jamarcus Russell. He was he's like the last in soccer NFL, but he's from Mobile. I love Jamarcus Russell. Then we got DeMarcus Cousins from Mobile. He played for the Lakers. You know, we got Mobile. Keeping up with Hall of Famers. We got a Hall of Famer 2 years ago, NFL, Robert Brazile. He's from Pritchard. So he went to the rival high school that I went to, but he's still from our city. So we got Mobile on the low. And Mobile got a lot of NFL players per capita too, for Mobile to be a smaller city in the South. We got a lot of NFL players, a lot of NFL players.
And got the casino now. Got the casino.
Got Mobile, you know, Mobile's got the cruise ship coming to Mobile. We got a cruise ship that comes out of Mobile now.
Yeah.
Mobile, the birthplace of Mardi Gras. A lot of people don't know and don't want to give us all credit. He started it, and New Orleans made it bigger. It's like saying, oh, I invented the wheel, but you invented the tire. You know what I'm saying? So the tire is more powerful than the wheel. But you can't have the tire without the wheel. You feel?
Right.
I'm hearing some education in there. You know, similar to, you know, the education that I'm hearing coming out of Killer Mike, but see, I'm hearing that coming out of RudeyP.
Oh my God, Breezy and Chick. Let me apologize, y'all. How can I forget my boy Killer from Adamsville?
but see, I'm putting
Outcast Street. He doesn't branch out the Outcast Street, but I love Killer Mike.
But I'm sitting back in this chair, and you know what you're saying with, you know, the vibe that you're coming out with right now. It's like, hey man, the more you share, the more I'm absorbing. I mean, this is some stuff right here. This is some vintage.
You just gotta open that book and look inside. And like, I'm a history person. When I was in school, I loved history. But I come to find out it's his story or your story. It's whoever tells me at the time. I'm a history buff. I love history. I was like, that was a class I was excited about going to. So when I'll walk by old buildings, they gotta get like the long paragraph. This building was established and I would sit there and read the whole thing just to be like, oh, that's tough.
But see, hearing you share like this, now I'm putting these pieces of the puzzle together to see that I understand better how you've got your hands on 6 or 7 different business ventures right now. Because
I get that from my dad too. My dad has been his own boss at least as long as I've been living. He's, you know, in construction. He builds houses and all that good stuff. He always been independent with it. Only people that was over him was the people that was paying him. They pay him, he pay everybody else.
So he's carrying on tradition.
Yeah, so he was like, son, I'm kind of disappointed that you ain't get into the construction business. I thought I was gonna pass it down. Like, nah, that ain't me. I don't want to be in the sun, burning up, getting hot. Already ain't got no hair. I don't want to get. I done got sunburn on my head before. It ain't cool.
But you are constructing though, just in a different way. Building blocks. Yeah.
And I do want to thank y'all. Y'all show and a couple other shows that I've been on have given me the courage to start my own podcast, which is called Coffee and Donuts. It's out everywhere. You can look it up, Coffee and Donuts, COUGATE, which is a play off the Coffee Brothers and Devin the Dude, which is another one of my musical influences. So Coffee and Donuts, I've been doing that since December, and Curtis Metcalf was the one that was like, man, I started my own podcast. I was like, for real? I said, how you do that? He told me how to do it, and I just went and started my own. And me and him actually have one together called Fresh Coffee and Fresh Donuts, because he got Fresh and my Fresh, and I got Coffee and Donuts, so we combine together. Fresh coffee, fresh donuts, and we do that sporadically every once in a while, kind of more like a pop-up kind of thing, like, hey, you doing an episode, they come on Instagram and check it out.
Awesome. Shout out to Curtis Metcalf. We had him on a few weeks ago, and so, it's really awesome. He's another educator. Yeah.
Hey, we went to the same high school, and our high school always taught us to question stuff and be freaking up and think more. We went to a historically black high school. Like, our school was like 100% black. But Pritchard is like a 98% black city, so you kind of expect the school to reflect the community, you know?
Right.
And before we got to high school, our football team was like super trash. They were like, went to the playoffs like 1 year in existence. But after we got to high school, and before we got to high school and after we left high school, which was in the 90s, of course. Between 90 and 99, we won 5 state championships and played in 8 state championship games.
Wow.
And got ranked as high as number 2 in the nation, so they turned it all the way around. So our school is known as a football school now, even though we got good basketball teams and other sports, but our school is traditionally known as a football power. Blunt High School, for those who might want to know that.
But Rudy P, what you're bringing now, you're really bringing meat and potatoes education, okay? You're bringing strong stuff, you know, that can inspire people. I'm glad that you're here because, see, you know, this is like, you know, you're number one, when you step in the door today, you rattled off several different business ventures that you're involved with. And see, so that really kind of set a certain tone. And now here we are a few minutes later, and see, this is some real meat and potatoes concerning how people can actually pull themselves up to make them better in whatever element and environment they're in.
You know, I always say, me being a historian again, that why can't black people be like the Irish and pull themselves up by their own bootstraps? I'm like, well, first of all, we probably came over here barefoot, so we didn't have any boots on. They didn't have no straps, so you can't pull up what you ain't got. Excuse my bad English, but you can't pull up what you don't have.
Yeah.
I don't care if they are imaginary bootstraps.
Yeah.
The other people, I ain't gonna call them the whites, the other people, they had a 400-year head start, and they want us to run neck and neck with them 400 years later.
Right.
Okay.
Impossible.
Okay.
If me and Breezy on the track, running around the track, he already 20 laps ahead of me. How am I gonna beat him?
Right.
How am I gonna compete with him? How am I gonna keep? I gotta run my own race. As black people, gotta run our own race. Stop looking over there. What are these people over here doing? What you people over here doing? What you people behind me doing? No. We gotta run with blinders on like horses and focus on our race, not race black people, the race that we're running. That's why I got several businesses. I support other people's businesses. Like I got no freebie shirts, straight face mafia, all that stuff is my brand, but I got friends like MC Big Low from Pensacola, Florida. He sells clothes. I buy his shirt. He buy my shirt. Curtis, I need some tracks, man. Boom, he'll give me some beats. I might give him a free buttload of clothes. You know what I'm saying? I might not have the money at the time, but it's tangible stuff. It's almost like a barter system.
Right.
I want to build up an infrastructure of creative people and business people. That way, we are making our own bootstraps, and we're gonna pull ourselves up together.
Strong stuff.
We're gonna pull
ourselves about Jordan straps, but we ain't rocking no boots. We rocking J's.
I love it.
And I'm an antique shoe collector, and I did a documentary called Southern Souls. It's on YouTube. It's all about sneaker collectors from Mobile, Alabama, and the South.
Okay.
You know, how you buy all the shoes, all these? I'm like, man, that is big business. Sneakers is big business. It's like $1 billion industry. Why can't I be a part of it?
Right.
They don't want you to be a part of stuff like that. They always want to, and it's usually us. But you're not gonna get complaints that you face-to-face complaints from people that you of your own race most of the time. But the other people, they don't care about what's out. Buy all the shoes you want, black guy. I don't care. But then black people like, hey, y'all buying all these Jordan. Michael Jordan got prisons. I'm like, that ain't the same Michael Jordan. That is a white man, a short, bald white man. And if you want to invest in prisons, that's his business. Because it's a business. You don't have to go to prison so he investing in prison. They're trying to put you in there. But I'm like, hey, if Kanye having a concert, I don't have to go to Kanye concert if I don't want to. Just like I don't have to go to prison if I don't want to. I've been avoiding prison all my life just because I'm black. I had an army recruiter ask me one time, which I never went to the army, but he was trying to recruit me. He was like, "You ever been to jail?" I was like 17. I'm like, "No." "You ever been in the back of a police car?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You live in this neighborhood?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Do you want me to go to jail? Do you want me to be in the back of a police car?"
Right.
"Or you want me to be in the army taking Iraq?" Let's just get our thoughts together, Sergeant. Come on now. A lot of what he was saying was it was slowly turning me off. But I was going to the military for the money. That's why I wasn't trying to be no super Captain America. And I'm like, man, I want to go to college, but I can't afford it. I ain't got no scholarship. My sister's like, go to the military. I'm like, all right, cool. After they presented me that stuff, I'm like, I don't want to go. I'll just go to junior college. I'll get some grants, and I'll just struggle and just try to make it through. But school wasn't for me. I'm highly intelligent, but I'm not. Sit down in the classroom and just remember this, remember that, remember this. But I was going to school for, as y'all can tell, I like to talk when the conversation is on. I was going to school for radio, television, communications, but my lack of knowledge in that department, I just wanted to be a radio host. That's all I wanted. Hey, it's your boy Rudy, W Forest T Radio. You know what I'm saying? We got Achickwitbeatz, we got Breezy Gipson in the house. What's going on? What y'all got a new single? I heard y'all got a new band. That's what I wanted to do. But then you make more money behind the scenes, behind the camera. I'm like, really? But then I was just that dream kind of faded, and I started getting more into the hip hop rap, I call it thug country rap tunes, but like Pimp C said, another influence, UGK. But all my influences be popping up South Circle, you know what I'm saying? Smaller groups like that.
Yeah.
Rich boy from Mobile, you feel me? He had to go to Atlanta to get his deal, but he's still from Mobile. And man, let me shout out to Mobile, because Mobile has a kind of a big number of artists that's out there right now. We got Young Blue from Mobile. We got OMVPeasy from Mobile. We got Flo Milli from Mobile. We got No Cap from Mobile. We got Rollo Rodriguez from Mobile. I don't know the other dude's name. Host of the Dawn from Mobile. They all got, most of these all got like independent or major label deals. All out of little Mobile. So it's not impossible, people. It's not impossible. But I'd rather just stay independent grind like that personally.
Right.
I don't want nobody on my show like, hey, write a song about this.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Being independent gives more flexibility.
I gotta tell the artist how to draw their picture. They drawing something that's coming out of their mind, you know. Oh, kid, you might like this influence of mine. He's more of a kind of a newer rapper, but he's still an older rapper. Does that make sense? And age-wise, kind of older. But I love Danny Brown. Oh, yeah. Danny's great. The thing, I'm a person that's big about voices. You know, I said they got a great radio voice.
Yeah.
Voices attract me more than beats do, more than cadence. It's just like, when I first heard Lil Wayne, he was like little 13-year-old. I'm like, who is that little dude with the squeaky voice? I kind of like that. I like that little squeaky voice. And I'm like, oh man, he's kind of dope. And you know, like people like Fiend got that rough, rah voice. Yeah. He just voices hit. My influence is I love Currency. That's one of my favorite people too. Yeah. Hardest working dude. History.
Yeah.
This dude like,
undeniable. Yeah.
Like, you know what? It's Saturday. I'm gonna drop an album. I'm gonna record it and drop it. Like what? But yeah. I'm taking the show over. Y'all, come on, quick.
No. It's like we're enjoying the flow. And so one bit is
that's my podcast coming out of me. Now, I usually podcast by myself on coffee and donuts. So I just be ranting and talking.
But see, you're enhancing and educating those young folks to let them know. Don't just put all your marbles in there to be a rapper and rapper only.
Right. You gotta diversify.
Because the only reason I ever start even messing with production is the same old story everybody say. I couldn't afford no beats. So I had to learn how to do it myself. But a lot of people don't know. In high school, I was in a band, so I know how to play the drum. I know how to play the trumpet a little bit. Yeah. And I know what stuff's supposed to sound like, so that makes it easier for me.
Yeah, well, see, that's like saying the young rapper who's out there on the street, you know, he can come in the studio and get behind the mic and do his thing, but ask him to go over there to the control panel and see if he can can't do that. You know, so
I can do a little bit of that too.
But I'm saying for the young guy on the street. See, so what you're doing, you're enhancing
Bring them in, let them learn how to. Hey, come here, young man, sit down. Let me show you how to mix your vocal.
That's right.
Let me show you how you supposed to sound. You don't have to be as loud as you are on the street trying to get everybody's attention, but the mic gonna bring it out. You ain't gotta be loud.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta rap loud. Just rap in a normal tone. It's all about lessons and progression. I used to call that an album. Lessons and progression.
Right. Yeah.
But that's what it's all about.
Right.
That's the point I'm at right now. I'm taking it old school with a lot of my music because I want to be produced by a producer instead of like rapping over just a bunch of random beats from people. That's why I'm doing a project with Curtis Metcalf. I want him to produce from top to bottom. Give me your best beat. Give me your best beat.
Yeah, because that's an element that's been kind of missing lately. Yeah.
Out of nowhere was produced by Big Dog Beats. Big Dog Beats is originally from Flint, Michigan, but he lives in Arizona now, or Texas somewhere. But he did Out of Nowhere. Then the second one, Digital Dancing, was produced by Dorian Meeks, which is from Nebraska. He's from Omaha, Nebraska. And then, of course, Rudy Radio was one of those. I'm like, well, they're probably tired of me doing all these one producer projects. I'm gonna just put out a multi-producer project out, which was Radio Rudy. And they was like, you get harder and harder every time you come out. You're supposed to get better.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get worse.
Right.
And then people always want to put that label on you. Man, you too old to still be trying to rap. What do you mean trying to rap? I ain't rapping.
Right.
I'm not on the level you want me to. I'm not on, well, ain't nobody gonna rap it on TV these days, but everybody on YouTube or World Star, they putting their videos out.
Right.
Everybody got an opinion. Just put your art out and be the best you that you can be at that time.
Exactly. So if you look at how old hip hop itself is, of course the fans are going to grow along with the genre itself. So there's no too old to rap. There's no too old to produce. As we grow and develop as individuals, we need the music to mature with us. So, yeah, ageism in hip-hop needs to stop. You don't see it in any other genre.
Like, we really the only genre that do that, though. Because the Stones probably on tour right now for one.
Right. Yeah.
They probably old enough to be all our daddies.
Yeah.
Some of this old.
Right. I love hip-hop my whole life, and I'm going to keep loving it. So, yeah, I need the older rappers that people are telling to stop. I need them to keep doing what they do because I will never stop.
Nas just dropped an album. Nobody telling Nas you too old to still be dropping albums. Nas older than me.
Right.
Nas out. Jay-Z out. Jay-Z 50 years old, and nobody don't care. He don't.
Yeah.
Ain't like I'm trying to come out at 50 years old to begin a career. I've been rapping since I was 17, 18 years old. I just never sold my soul to a label so they can tell me what to do and what to put out.
See, that's the problem.
On the back end, I own all my publishing.
Right. So that's the problem. People have antiquated ideas as to what success is. So most people think that success is being signed to a label, but success is not having a label tell you what to do with your artistry. So once people can rethink that, in
the last 20 years when you listen to hip-hop, how many artists came out, dropped one project, you never heard from them again?
Right. Yeah.
Never again. I tell people all the time, I said, when Memphis Bleak was first coming out, Jay-Z put out the first Memphis Bleak album. That album did 500,000 copies. I would have went to Jay-Z and be like, hey, bro, I love you. Thanks for everything you've done for me, but can you please drop me? And I know that sounds like, where you going with this, Rudy? Where you going, Rudy? I got 500,000 people in my fan base. If you drop me right now, my next album come out and I sell 100,000 independent, I made $1 million.
Right.
On my own. So you know, already with the 500,000, you already generated some money so you can start your own company or just put yourself out there. 100,000 copies of that then, of course, physical sales. That is a good living. Look at all these artists in the Bay Area or Texas that never leave Texas. Always got a show every weekend for $15,000, $20,000 a show.
Yeah.
Think about when Mike Jones was hot. Before Mike Jones blew up on the scene, Mike Jones was tearing Texas apart. $2,500, $5,000 a show. Where you gonna go anywhere and make $5,000 in 30 minutes?
Right.
Nowhere, unless you Bill Gates or to do that on Amazon. You probably make $5,000 a second. That kind of money, like $5,000, that would scare me. $5,000 every second. I would be scared, but I wouldn't be scared to spend it. But I'm still kind of nervous. It's kind of a bit much, but keep it coming, please.
Yeah.
I want all my businesses to get so big that people come in and be like, I want to buy Forest Tea Company. How much you want to buy it for, sir? $500 million?
Mm-hmm.
It's yours. I'll go start another company. It'll be called Tea Forest Company. I'll flip it around and be same thing, turn around backwards, try to sell that for another $500 million. You want to buy coffee and donuts? Let's talk about it over some coffee and donuts.
Right.
$400 million is yours.
Yeah.
One thing we ain't had no deals on the table. I had a deal one time. Me and my homie, he had a label, and I was one of the artists. He was trying to get us signed to Sony at the time, but the contract was like so. I looked at the contract. Like I'm a historian and I'm a person that studies. I studied the Cash Money $30 million deal from top to bottom. I studied it because I was so intrigued. I'm like, how do these dudes get a $30 million deal? Who are they? But then I was started looking like on the. I'm like, I remember this CD, BG Chopper CD in the ghetto. I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Oh, Hot Boys, Get It How You Live. I remember seeing that in the store. It was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing like 100, 200,000 every release, and BG had 7 albums before they went major.
Yeah.
You got a record label with a 15-year-old carrying your label on the back. Come on now. Lil Wayne was like 11.
Yeah.
Juvenile was like older than him, but he wasn't on Cash Money yet. And then when he started, Juvie came out with a project called Soldier Rag. That joint did 500,000 independent. Universal like enough is enough. We need to get in partnership with y'all. Y'all get too much money. And they were just going through Southwest. It ain't down no more, but a company called Southwest Distribution out of Houston. They putting their stuff on every shelf and cut them a tip. Oh, how many units you want to put out? 100,000 units. All right, here your check. Cut the check for it. And they know the money gonna be good because they had already built that track record.
But you said something though. You said you studied it, and that's something that's been missing from a lot of these deals. Because you keep hearing everybody, free SZA, free, all these people from their deals. Like you gotta know when you sign it before you sign it. You gotta know.
The record companies are scrambling right now because I give it about another 5 years, and record companies not gonna exist no more in hip hop. Everybody gonna be independent. Mm-hmm. Everybody gonna be signed to United Masters or TuneCore or, you know what I mean? Yeah. I got a contract with United Masters and a contract with Distro Keys. Mm-hmm. Why you do that, Rudy? That's more. I can triple
more
up
in your pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, I can triple up I got multiple streams of income, but people always screaming but don't understand it.
Right.
I got my coffee and donut show is not big, but I got sponsors. I got paid sponsors. They give you paid sponsors through Anchor. You know what I'm saying? It might not be much, but it's money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got your music. United Masters give you 100% of your royalties. You pay a 1-year fee. You get to keep 100% of your royalties.
That's the important part. Yeah.
Call one artist right now. Be like, do you own 100% of your royalties? They're gonna be like, nah. I gave my royalties away when I signed the deal. I signed a publishing deal. Yeah, you should have signed a publishing deal with ASCAP or BMI, not with Jimmy Jack Coin and I don't care production.
Right. Yeah, so as we wind down to a close, can you let people know? So we know you already got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, but let people know where to check you out, where to follow you, and keep up with all the stuff that you got going. Okay,
Facebook, my government name is on there, Mike Pendleton Lane. I just added the Lane, that's my dad's last name. I want to show them a little love. So Mike Pendleton Lane on Facebook, on Instagram and Twitter, I am RudeyP, IAMRUDEYP. I am RudeyP. You can go to my YouTube channel, which is No Hesitation Film. That's where you will find all the episodes of Coffee and Donuts. You will find my documentary, Southern Souls. You will find, I have 2 videos. I have a video called Guy featuring Exodus Immortal from Brooklyn, New York, and I also have another song on there called Real Life. I did this video I was trying to practice making, and it came out pretty decent for me. So I'm in the film now. I got a couple short films I want to shoot once this stuff kind of settled down a little bit. One is called Crossing the Line. The other one is called Happy Hour. And Spotify, Apple Music, RudeyP, Digital Dash, Out of Nowhere, Lonely at the Top, and Rudy Radio.
Awesome.
And it's Rudy. It is Rude, R-U-D, like rude and Y. So it's like, he's rude, but why? So Rudy. Not R-U-D-Y, like Rudy, not that rude. Rudy.
All right, you got any closing thoughts and questions for him, Breezy?
Well, it's like education, man. And when I brought up a little while ago, and see for the young ones the younger ones, but for the more seasoned people as well. See, it's all about the education. Don't think you can walk in there and just stand behind the mic and just spit some lyrics and then that's it. You know, you got to be ambidextrous, so you have your thoughts and your vision and your hands in many different directions. You know, take advantage of learning different businesses, being aware. You got to have high awareness, not just for in the studio. And you know, you're getting a real big bowl of gumbo and soup from RudeyP because he's bringing that knowledge and awareness. So, you know, man, you know, my hat's off to you because of just what you've done here and demonstrated that you're not just a one-gun pony.
No, sir.
You're going in all kind of directions, and that's just marvelous.
Keep them guessing. That's what I always say. Keep them guessing. I want to get to the point where people are like, man, you're doing too much. If they ain't saying I'm doing too much, I ain't doing enough. I forgot another thing I picked up recently. All my projects out right now, from Coffee and Donuts all the way down to all my albums. I did all the artwork. So I'm really self-contained right now.
Kudos. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And people might notice that a lot of my artwork doesn't have me on there because it's not about me. It's about the music. The music is me, but you ain't got to see my beautiful face on the front of it to know it.
I love it. I love it. We thank you so much. It's been so great to have you on.
I appreciate it. I could do this every week with y'all, man. I got nothing but love and respect for y'all. Y'all put me on the path. I can honestly say, I don't think I'll be podcasting if it wasn't for the Achickwitbeatz show with Breezy Gipson and a couple other shows. I think like 2020 podcast and Curtis Metcalf, his niece had me on a show called oh my God, I forgot the name. I'm sorry, Angel, I can't think of the name of your show right now. But that it gave me more confidence that hey, people are actually listening to what I'm saying and they want to see me do good. It makes you feel good when people want to see you do good.
Yeah. Because we know that there's a lot of that crab theory around the bag of crabs. We know when you hear folks give you compliments about where you've been, what you're doing, what the forecast looks like, that changes the whole game right there. So on the song "Lonely at the Top," I said they say it's lonely at the top, but at the bottom you're surrounded. They say it's lonely at the top, but at the bottom it's so crowded. They always trying to hold you down, never lifting you up, always beating you up. Crabs in the barrel, crabs in the bush. You know what I'm saying? I talked about that. I said the only person that can stop you is the man in the mirror, and it's just that simple. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we really appreciate you. And to all our listeners out there, please make sure that you check RudeyP out everywhere that he told you to. Make sure that you tuned in to what he's got coming up in the pipeline. Check out what he's already done. Because, yeah, you don't want to miss a single thing. So, yeah, we really, really thank you for being on the show and sharing your knowledge and, you know, just everything that you're doing with us. We appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all too.
Man, that was such an incredible interview. I love all the gems that RudeyP dropped. I mean, it was just awesome, right?
Yeah, you know, a man of many directions. He's got a whole lot of different dimensions going on, and hey, we were happy to share that, to hear that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, you know, as we do, we want to make sure that you stay informed. So we got to talk about current things that are happening in the industry right now. So a lot of people were tuned in to the Brandy and Monica versus battle. And apparently that's had huge benefits for their streaming numbers. They've racked up 21.9 million streams after that. So it's kind of funny, like, everybody knows that what they do is amazing. Like, their impact on music has been incredible for so long. But I guess people just needed to be reminded because they went back and yeah, they showed them a lot of love on streaming services. So, man, that's awesome, right?
Oh yeah. You know, and it's set up like boxing matches and sports and so forth. You got two people out there on the stage going against each other, but guess at the end of the day, both of them are winners.
Exactly. So, yeah, with the name like Versus, that can be kind of deceptive. But just like you said, everybody wins. There's no losers in that. Another thing that I thought that was really cool that happened recently, and you know what? A lot of people don't know because I'm not really vocal about it, but I am actually a Travis Scott fan. So, you know, I'm old school hip hop to my core. Like, I grew up during the golden age of hip hop. So most of that stuff, you know, it's got a special place in my heart. But I really mess with Travis Scott. And now he's actually got a collaboration with McDonald's to where they have a meal based on him and what he likes. When have you ever heard of McDonald's collaborating with a rapper like this?
Well, you know, there's room for everything. And so that's just another point of view that things are taking place, great things are taking place. Business never sleeps, okay? Yeah. So it's all about business as well. So that's a great thing in my opinion.
Absolutely. So yeah, they say that they did it basically to target Gen Z and millennials, and I hope you guys don't think less of me by admitting this, but I'm actually a millennial. But so yeah, the fact that they're doing it to target people like me and people younger than me. I don't eat McDonald's, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to go get a Travis Scott meal.
How about that?
All right, got more beats coming up, and of course produced by me, just in case you didn't know. But yeah, we'll be back with more information right after this. back, and thank you so much for tuning in. Back to more industry news. Tencent, which actually owns ByteDance, which owns TikTok, so you gotta kind of follow the trail there, but they just purchased a huge stake in Ghana, which is another streaming service in India. So it's kind of interesting to watch like all the moves that are being made. But yeah, Tencent's been acquiring a lot of different things. They've got their hand in the big three major labels, and now they've taken up with a Spotify rival, if you will. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that.
Well, right from the jump, we always have talked about music being a business. You get your foot in there, your feet in there, and don't take this lightly. You got to swing. You got to be positioned so that when great things come up that can make it even greater for you, that you can actually flip that switch. So music is a business. And so for the artists that have just gotten into the realm, never forget that. Don't take your eyes off that focus.
Exactly. And another big chunk of news is that Live Nation has went into another round of furloughs to where they're laying people off. And, of course it's because of the pandemic. So, we're getting away from live shows a little bit for right now. So they've done some of the concerts to where you can drive in and stay in your car and be able to socially distance and still enjoy the music. But they weren't really prepared for what's happened. And they have $185 million of monthly expenses. So the layoffs are, kind of unavoidable at this point. But yeah, it's kind of strange that they didn't have like a fail-safe plan in place or something that they could activate now. But this pandemic has really affected the music industry as far as live music and concerts go.
And yeah, you're right. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We try to sugarcoat it, but it can't be sugarcoated. And so you have to dig down and seek other options to keep your flow going.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And so, one of the big things that other places have kind of taken to is the virtual streaming. And so, of course, we just talked about with what Amazon was doing, allowing artists to be able to stream, connecting their Twitch accounts. So, yeah, make sure that you're paying attention to other ways to be able to reach your fans until we can get back out there doing shows and shaking hands and all that good stuff. So, it's about being flexible and making sure that you're looking at all the different avenues that are available for you to get your music to people that need to hear it.
Word up.
All right, back to the beats before we close out the night. All right, it is that time. We appreciate you hanging out with us and rocking with us. We'll be back next week in the same place, same time, doing what we do.
Yeah, and you got to make sure you flip your switch, and stay with us, because there's a lot. The vibe is just so strong. It's just so effervescent. So flip your switch and stay with us.
Absolutely. All right, and we'll see you next week. Peace.